Good evening. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone is well. Sunday, the 15th of October, 2023. Let's go straight into the results from yesterday, Division 1, Division 2. Gravesham, Long Lane, it was a cup game. Gravesham beat Long Lane on penalties. Sorry, not penalties. They literally beat Long Lane 5-4. Hollington lost to Charcoal 3-0. Kingsdale Vets lost to Johnson and Phillips 1-0. It was a home win for the Masters against New Park. Metrogas lost to Sporting Santos 6-2. And Wallenham beat Leone Stars 4-1. And this is how the table looks right now. Charcoal top, Santos second, Masters third, Wallenham fourth, Hollington fifth, Metrogas sixth, Leone Stars seventh, Independent eighth, and New Park ninth. And here are the ties for the 21st of October. Independent versus Metrogas, New Park versus Leone Stars, Sporting Santos versus Wallenham, Charcoal versus LSU Masters. Actually, I believe that game's been postponed. Again, I'm not sure. But again, we probably need a little bit more confirmation. But we're not too sure about the Charcoal LSU game. Let's go to Division 2. Again, Gravesham, Long Lane, they are both in our division. So I've already told you the scores there. Sydenham Sports 2-2 in a cup game. I'm not too sure who won that one. And in another cup, Wallenham B lost to New Park Vets 2-0. And this is how the table looks right now. SP top, Kuya second, Seagas third, Catford fourth, Legends fifth, Bow Street Runners sixth, Parkwood Rangers seventh, Long Lane eighth, and Gravesham ninth. And this is the fixtures for next week. Catford versus Kuya, Long Lane versus Parkwood Rangers, SP versus the Legends. All right. Talking about Legends, great segue. Big shout out to Nana, who's the referee secretary and also the manager at Catford Wanderers Vets. How you doing, sir?
Good evening. I'm good, Breeze. How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready to get this show started. So again, please feel free to put your comments in. Again, we'll be open and honest about we are always open and honest regarding our thoughts about teams that we've seen, we've played against, played for, etc. And this is no exception. LSU Masters, as shown in the title, are LSU Masters the real deal? So they had a friendly yesterday with their Legends, and it was the first time I've actually seen the Masters play with, I won't say their full strength team, but close enough anyway, close enough. And Nana, you was refereeing that game. As a referee, how was it officiating both teams?
So it's a funny one, sometimes you do some games and they're quite fast-paced games that you get moved all over the pitch, and you work a lot hard as a referee, and it's quite easy to go with the flow. So, and the other games where teams just want to play football, so they just keep on passing the ball, moving and passing the ball. There's rare that you see very long balls, and uh, you know, refereeing games with LSU is the latter part of what I'm trying to explain. They put the ball on the floor, they play football. I mean, both teams sort of did. Sorry. uh, both teams sort of did. So it made it, very easy on the eye to, not be running helter skelter. Just keep your mind sharp because anything can happen. And as a referee, when you are in such a game, you just enjoy. You need to keep your mind focused because something can happen. You can get engrossed in the game and might miss something. But those games as a referee are always quite enjoyable to watch or to be a part of.
Cool. So let's kind of talk about the Masters anyway. And I think last season on, probably even I'd say probably the last couple of seasons, I kind of tipped LSU to actually win the league about 2 years ago, and they finished second. Um, I think Chaco have really been dominating Division One since they got moved up, and I would say last season was a very pivotal time for LSU as a club, as a brand. Of course, with the well kind of documented situation, I think that really took LSU off kilter, and it showed in their performances. And yeah, they were really, really off the boil, and yeah, again, I'm just kind of reading in between the lines. I think it was a very pivotal time um, with players and management in terms of where LSU were heading. And do you think I was kind of right with my statement? And Lisha, I'd kind of love to kind of know your feelings about how LSU performed last season. Oh, you're on pause.
Mute, you mean?
Mute, sorry.
You were right in a lot of ways. LSU have been underwhelming, in the last few seasons. Um, I tipped them as well to sort of win the league. Uh, last season, but they came up short. And when it comes to football, this is putting my my player hat on. In Division One, there's teams who know how to play football, and there's teams who know how to win a game of football. Um, LSU epitomize good football, good passing, good movement, good understanding of the game. I don't see a lot of physicality in their game. And knowing how to put the killing touch, the killing finish to teams like a Charcoal. Charcoal know how to win a game of football. Whether they know how to, whether it's slowing the game down, whether it's getting to people's heads, they know how to win a game of football. And that's why winning the league, what is it, 3 times in a row? That's no joke. That's no mean feat. You can't sleep on them. They are the champions. They've won the London Cup as well. They are the champions. They know how to win a game of football. They know what to do to win a game of football, and they've been doing that for the last few seasons. You could arguably say that one of the, if not the best team, the best team in London. You can arguably say that, and all hats off to them because they know how to do a job. This season will be interesting. It'll be very, very interesting because with the likes of Hollington coming in the picture, I know they lost 3-0 yesterday to Charcoal, but I'll say this is probably a baptism of fire for them because the first few games have not been easy at all. Hollington, they played independent, they played all the big boys, and they are very, very good football inside as well. When it comes to pass and movement, I think I would go with LSU and then Hollington, and I think they are going to be there and thereabouts. It's very interesting this season because LSU have also recruited extremely well. They recruited extremely well. Um, Centre backs Doyley and Dwayne Townsend. Pato is on left back. They've got Dean in the middle. And if Dino is fit, I think he's injured now, but when he's fit and firing, he's a ghost. And is going to solidify a lot of the possession-based football that they play already. And turn, these possession into goals. So yes, we've been tipping them for the last few seasons, but I think that this season is a season for them, to be able to win the league. So next week's game, if it's not been postponed, will be sending out a statement, or it will be a pivotal game in the title race, because already Charcoal is putting the marker down. I think it's only Charcoal and Wallingham who haven't lost yet in Division 1. So very, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah. No, yeah, I can definitely echo everything that you've said. I just want to kind of briefly, signings and key players from like yesterday. Let me kind of probably go over like the signings that I know of anyway. Doyley, for me, potentially could be one of the best centre backs in the whole of the league, as in the Southern Vets Football League. Strong in the tackle, physical, great communicator, and again, like he's got skills and ability that LSU missed. Also, Townsend as well. I'd say one of the probably most complete players in like Vets. He played right. Was it right back? He played or left back?
He did.
Right back again. Full of energy. And again, yeah, you've kind of spoken about Pato as well. He's kind of literally got the energy and like guile. But kind of probably talking about yesterday's game. And I know it was a friendly, but you can kind of see
it wasn't played as a friendly.
It wasn't played. Yeah, it was like not played as a friendly, and I want to kind of probably kind of question one of your statements in terms of LSU don't have the killer instinct. Yesterday they proved that they've got that killer instinct. And it was a kind of a no mercy affair without it being disrespectful, if that makes sense. And again, like I've just kind of wrote down a few names. Dolly was outstanding. Townsend, Ashley Carew, Gibbo, and Ryan Hall. For like me were like this, were like standout players for
Pato did well when he came on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and apologies, Pato. You're not a left back. You can play in various positions. You can play in the midfield. You can play in the left wing.
Don't call Pato left back.
You're a baller. Period. Wherever you play, you do a fantastic job. I played alongside you, so I know what qualities you possess. So yeah, forgive me for that.
But again, 100%. I think LSU are definitely the best passing team in the Southern Vets Football League. It's going to be very interesting to actually see when, and again, I honestly, like I keep saying this, it's all nice when it's when it's sunny outside and when people are coming in their shorts and flip-flops. But when it's rainy, when it's cold, when you're kind of not playing on 4G, that is literally when you like see the characters at LSU. And for me personally, that has probably been like the kind of biggest letdown for me personally. As individuals, they can walk into any team, but again, individuals don't win you championships. A collective team does. And this like season, and well, as in like the game that I saw yesterday, I'd say it's probably one of like the first times where they look like a collective, where again there was no moaning. If anyone made a mistake, we just kind of carried on with like what they had to do. Very, very professional.
Yeah. But listen, no disrespect to the legends. There are no Charcoal. There are no Hollington. There are no Independent. You understand? Can LSU bring forth this same performance when the player likes the likes of the Charcoals, the Hollintons, the Santos' independence? Because um, they are quicker, they are more skillful, they give you no time on the ball. They also try and get into your head. So, yes, it was a friendly. Yes, it wasn't necessarily played in a friendly manner. Excuse me. But when you when you go to Eltham Town, for example, the atmosphere is totally different. You can argue and say, well, a full square on the 4G was they felt at home around people that they knew, etc., etc. How about you go to Eltham Town? How about you go to Hollington and put the same performances in? Because it's not going to be the same atmosphere. It's not going to be the same style of pressing. It's not going to be the same style of football. You see what I'm saying? They do look at a complete side. To be fair, they do look very, very, very good. And yes, there wasn't a lot of arguments that they just wanted to play football, and they looked like they were actually enjoying themselves, which is really, really important when you have a collective going forward. Individual brilliance is there's no doubt they are one of the best man for man in the league. Collectively, can they go and do this week in, week out, at hostile grounds? That's what we like to see.
I mean, personally, and I'm not gonna say either team took it as a training match.
No.
Far from it. But it's the behaviors and the habits, in those type of games that you now put forward into quote unquote the bigger games. And like LSU have like seasoned players as well now. We're not just talking about players who are just older and literally have a little bit of ability. We are now looking at a team of 16, 17, 18 players that management can actually choose from, where that the style of play will literally be exactly the same. They don't need to be taught. And again, especially when you're looking at the likes of Charcoal, especially can't put Hollington in that category, but like in terms of winning the big competitions, that's what Charcoal have. They have the ability to literally identify an opponent's weakness and really go like hand and foot and literally smell blood. There was like periods in the game yesterday that LSU did switch off, but like it happens to like I'd say every single team. But when it's time to actually turn on, you can see what the levels were like. So, for example, I think Gibbo's second goal. I don't know if you can remember it, but the ball bounced, and a lot of people would have tried to lob the keeper or try and like side volley it, but he knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he rounded like the keeper, and literally it was a very composed finish. A lot of people would actually say it was a simple finish.
I remember that, but again, it's yes, the finish was amazing. The composure was there, the calmness was there. However, you could argue and say that it's because you are comfortable in the environment that you are. You understand? There's no pressure like a Hollington or a Charcoal or whatever coming, at you that way. So if you're playing them big boys, are you going to have the same composure? When a defender is breathing down your neck trying to take you out. Okay. If you're able to do those things at those times, then you are sure to win the championships because nothing phases you.
I mean, it's okay. So if I'm kind of looking at LSU's back four or back five, including Duncan, the keeper, who again, when you kind of look at him from a distance, you don't think he's that imposing, but when you come close to him, he's a big guy. So you're looking at Duncan, you're looking at Townsend, Harry, Doyley, Ollie, who I thought was superb, and Quabner as well. That's a kind of back five that should be winning. Should be winning the majority. Of their games, and yeah, I do understand what you're saying in terms of pressurized environments, because let's be honest, LSU have lost this season. They kind of lost against Santos. So LSU can be beat, but I mean, again, like, can we see like the likes of Santos and actually Hollington actually maintain a run like a charcoal, like a LSU? That is going to be like the biggest difference.
Absolutely, consistency is key, isn't it? And Lloydie has a beautiful headache, I'd say, in terms of selection, because the talent at his disposal now is mad. It's crazy.
But
Um,
literally, let me interrupt you there. Sorry. But also as well, it can be a hindrance, because you are, again, you're looking at 16, 17, possibly 18 players that may turn up on a Saturday, and some of them will not play. How will their mood affect the subs and the players on the pitch? It's going to be very, for me, it's going to be
Lloyd is a
very
good man
important.
manager, I'd say. Lloyd is a good man manager, and he would find a way. He'd find a way to, tactics wise, and making people happy. At the end of the day, yes, it's a collective, and if everybody buys into that idea, that target, that objective, that as a team we want to get somewhere. So understandably, not everybody's going to get on the pitch 90 minutes every single week. As soon as people buy into that, look at the Santos's. What they've been doing. Sometimes 30 minutes they make us up, 20 minutes they make us up. People get on, and they're used to that idea. LSU don't necessarily do that, but the seven substitutions in the Southwest League. Week in, week out, people will play. There will be injuries, there'll be fatigue. People are going to be away, and playing under Lloyd, a while back, you can tell that he's a good man manager, and he'll find a way to make this work. Yes, it can be a hindrance, but boy, people know the talent that they have there already, but people still want to come there, which means that something is working.
Yeah. Another player that, well, I mean, I've kind of mentioned him anyway. Ashley Carew. He stood up for me yesterday. Playing as a number 9. He kind of held the ball up well. He kind of ran like the channels, really, really, really good. And and again, he's kind of lethal in the box. How important is it that Ashley is like fit, and he kind of carries on, and also he kind of carries on his rich vein of form.
I think he's one of the crucial players to the success of LSU this season. And credit to the league, he's an outstanding baller. Not only can he play in the number 9 role, but he can drop in the midfield as well. His touch is crisp. The way he sucks people in, does the simplest of things. The way he's able to find a pass, those through balls, and what is making it even easier for him is he's got a lot of runners around him now. So he's finding them balls. There was I think he used to play for Chaco before. He was on the wing, on the right wing. Light skinned guy, short guy.
On the right wing.
Yeah, was it a forward on the right on the wing? The light skinned guy. He played on the right wing for a while.
Right. If
Who was
anyone
up top? Who was up top?
So literally it was Crew and Gibbo. Center of midfield was Wizard, Ryan Hall.
Who's crew? How does it look like? Who's
That's
crew?
that's Ashley.
No.
So literally, it was kind of Ashley and Gibbo up top, and then in the middle it was Ryan Hall, Smudge, and the Wizard. And who else was in there?
No, for me, what the guy I'm talking about, I think he's played for Chaco before. He was playing on the right hand side, maybe he was like one of the forwards, but he always made those runs that made that through ball either over the top or in between the center backs.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about Ryan Hall. Ryan, he I think he was playing wide left, but but like he was tucked in.
Yeah.
He was. He's a ex-professional.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. Always running, always making those bending those runs, and it was a sight. It was a good sight to see. And when you have people making those runs behind, defenders never like that, do they?
No,
I know you certainly don't like that.
Nah, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Absolutely hate it. But I mean, I think again, the thing that impressed me the most, and again, I think everyone. Let's be real. I think everyone knows about LSU's quality, and I did mention this at the start of the show. There was just no bickering, like there was like no arguing, and I don't think people understand. As a footballer, whatever level, everyone's going to make a mistake, and if there's no bickering and quarreling, it just makes everything just so much easier. And again, every single player from LSU Masters wanted the ball. Every single player comfortable with the ball, even the keeper. And it's kind of and it's going to be one of those things where yes, very good. I think everyone's going to say, okay, you know what? Let's play really compact and try and hit them on the break. And it's going to be very interesting to see if like LSU can not only break a team down, because they will also create chances, but different styles of play. You may have to play like the kind of long ball game. You may have to get physical and dirty, which is going to be very interesting against the likes of Hollington and Charcoal. And let's be real. The Legends had a few chances to actually score. So it wasn't just one-way traffic, especially in the first half. So I'm kind of very intrigued to actually see how like this like team now progresses, because again, hey, you know what? You like have to say Charcoal, especially after the Hollington win, are favourites to win the division. Well, see, I can say that 100%. But like now seeing LSU in their true form, or literally with their players that I like believe that will probably carry them forward. I can kind of see how now they are serious title contenders, and and again, like you don't have to be like making noise on like socials to be making noise on the pitch, which I'd say a lot of us definitely get carried away with, including myself. Like I'll be absolutely honest with everyone that's kind of watching. So for me to see them play, and also as well, let's be real. Like again, like I know a lot of the players from like both like teams, and again, like the vibe was really good. It was kind of played in a good spirit, and yeah, hey, like it was probably one of like the easy. Well, again, correct me if I'm wrong, Nana. It's probably one of the easiest games that you probably refereed this weekend.
It definitely was, and I did 4 games this weekend. It definitely was. What I'm saying is sometimes when teams are playing the long balls, for example, then as a referee you have to be on your toes, especially them diagonal balls running up and down. But this was like, what do you call it, like prescription football, take attacker football all around. So There's less running for one. Um, what I loved was that the ball moved from a player before he could get tackled. Most of the time, some tackles came in still, but most of the time, the ball moved from the player before he could get a tackle, and the triangles were going on. Lots of triangles were going on. Um, it was very easy to suck, defenders in, release a pass, run, go back and get it, bring somebody else in,
Mm.
and yeah, and that was the beauty of it. So we'll see
Also, as
how
well,
it transcends.
also, I like remember who you're talking about. As in like the midfield four. So it was Ryan Hall, Hubbard, Smudge, and Jason Pinnock. Because Jason Pinnock scored the first goal. It was a header. And again, I want to be again totally honest here. LSU have probably, I'd say, grown a couple of inches with their signings. I think now, they are like probably now close to a team that's average height is probably about 5'11" now. And like again, as I've kind of said before, Doyley in the air, um, you're not gonna get any like change from him. Pinnock as well, you're not gonna get any like change. Ollie,
Pinnock is one of the best in the air.
yeah, definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
Again, I'm I think I'm gonna say I think if LSU do not win a major trophy this season, I think it's gonna be a disappointing season. I think it would be
Yeah,
close to a failure,
I
personally.
agree. I agree. 100% agree with that. Based on what we've seen alone, um, yeah, they lost a game this season, but oof. And when Dino's fit and joins them, hmm,
Yeah, and I don't know. And again, let me just be again transparent with this Dino acquisition. I had no idea who like Dean was. I'll be absolutely honest with you. But literally, when yourself and Lloydie and other like players are saying this like guy is like top notch. I mean, again, if you've captained the Wombells, then you know what, you've got football pedigree. And
and
I've not
Lee,
seen him play.
especially,
I'll
yeah.
be absolutely honest with you. I've not seen him play. But I mean, again, like he seems like a very humble, very quiet guy. But again, if he's kind of played at that level, then again, the kind of LSU squad has now gone up another level. It has,
Absolutely, absolutely. Don't forget he captained Glebe as well.
and the captain Glebe as well.
Yeah, I think that was the final last season. It's unfortunate that Glebe folded because they went very far in a lot of competitions. So it's unfortunate that they've he's the ghost. He's the ghost. He's the typical um pass and move, sweet left foot, pass and move. Before you get there, he would have released the ball. He would have moved, and he would have gotten it back. He can play triangles around you all day. And I know this because I've seen him. I've repped him on Saturdays and Sundays for years and years and years. So yeah, yeah,
Okay.
solid
Well,
acquisition.
Well, I am gonna make an effort to like, get down to a Charcoal and Hollington game, so I can actually see exactly how those like two teams have progressed as well. But yeah, LSU the real deal. Yeah, I kind of firmly believe so. But also as well, it's going to be very telling exactly what you said. You know, against the tougher teams, on the not so great surfaces as well, and also like the injuries that LSU may like pick up, how they have to battle through adversity, going a goal down, possibly going two goals down. Literally, how's the kind of mentality with the players that have played at crazy levels? Have they kind of got like the nous and the bottle and the minerals to actually come together and you know being like two goals down and actually drawing the game 2-2 for me is um a great result. Like you can't win every single game. So literally it's going to be very interesting to see if like LSU go like into like I'd say the latter stages of the London Cup, which of course Catford have in the next round,
Hmm.
and literally how they kind of survive in deep water if they kind of ever get to that kind of deep water stage. So it's going to be very very interesting. One more thing, I'd love you to kind of briefly talk about the legends yesterday.
Um, Legends are good side. When we played them, they were missing a few players as well. And I think that these are the benefits of having a huge club with 4 or 5 teams in various divisions. I think the quality in the A team, the Masters, has forced some players to come into the Legends, which is not necessarily a bad thing because then the Legends are a lot stronger. I think people like Reggie, for example, is can easily play in Division One. But as they are all playing now for the Legends, they'll be there and thereabouts come the end of the season. They have some very, very, very good players. Obviously, you can see that clearly there was some difference in levels with the Masters and the Legends, but they have some very, very, very good players as well. You can't sleep on them. I look forward to the reverse fixture in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of totally agree. I think with the Legends, in terms of what I've seen in the like 2 games that, of course, we like played against them, and it was a 3-3 draw, and then of course like result yesterday. Like the biggest difference is for me personally is professionalism. If kickoff is at 2 o'clock or at 2:30, players can't just rock up at 2:10 and think that they can get themselves warm and kind of get themselves ready in like any sort of game. You have to equip yourself properly as well. So if it's the right drink, like drinking water, nothing else, or Lucasade, if it's like the right snacks before the game as well. So then literally that you're ready for football. And yes, it's a new team. And I know I'd say a lot of the players were annoyed about the result, but let's be real, like Catford were on a similar hiding with like LSU a few seasons ago, and it's kind of good that a lot of the players were pissed off about the result because that means they care. And let's be real, they're not going to be coming against LSU Masters every single week in Division 2. So I know a lot of the players were kind of downbeat regarding the like result, but as long as personally as an individual that you did the most that you could, then in Division 2 it should be a little bit easier. So then of course the kind of connections right, the like team spirits right, and like again that there's like no need to be biting or kind of literally arguing with your teammates, because again it's not conducive to to the end goal, which I believe LSU B wants, or Legends want to get promoted.
Well, that's the thing though. That's the sad part of it as well because they cannot get promoted.
Why? Oh,
Legends
what
are
is
in
Legends?
Division 2, and the umbrella club is LSU. So they can win the league, but they cannot get promoted. You remember the similar thing with us? You have to be independent
Okay.
because you cannot have the same club for fairness and equality. You can have the same club in one division. You can have LSU A and LSU B in one division. Say, for
But
example,
yeah, but why not though?
let me give you an example. Say, for example, LSU A and B, Masters and Legends were in Division 1.
Mm-hmm.
The last game of the season,
Oh,
LSU A need a win
mm-hmm.
to clinch the title.
Yeah.
and surpass independent Charcoal Hollington. They need a win or even a draw. You would think and expect that the two teams would go out and play uh, a good game of football, and for where the chips may. Um, but but it's highly um, improbable, knowing all the various relationships in the divisions, um, or even that particular division, for that to happen. You know, to avoid conflict of interest, that would be the wrong thing to do.
Okay.
That would be the absolute wrong thing to do. So and then if say the Mavericks also came up and won the divisions and also entered Division One, so you have LSU Masters, LSU Legends, LSU Mavericks, all in Division One. It's not going to make sense. It's not going to make sense.
Well, I mean, I'd love to get Ben or possibly Will on from Legends to to actually talk about that. Are they happy? Just being in Division Two? Have they got aspirations to actually go to Division One? Have the players got aspirations to actually play in Division One? I think that's the main thing. So okay. So Cass has come in and said that rule needs to change. If both teams are in the same division, all that should happen is that they can't share players.
And I can respect that, but playing LSU versus Independent is never the same as LSU Masters versus LSU Legends. We've all banged on about brotherhood and family and all that. It's very difficult to play against, like the whole family living aside. The competitiveness, the aggression, everything will be different. Everything will be different. I hear what Cass is saying though, but I don't think and also in terms of monopolizing the league or the division, I personally don't think is the best thing to do, to have same club or same clubs from one under one umbrella to be the same division. But hey.
Okay. And Joseph Kedden, we'll have the same thing in our league. Sets up Herne Bay first and seconds can't play in the same league, so can't get promoted. So okay, I guess it's a thing. Who was your man of the match yesterday?
Oh, I'll say Jason. No. Ashley.
Mm.
I'll say yeah. I'd give it to Ashley.
Okay.
I don't think he put a foot wrong.
No, I think a lot of them didn't really put a foot wrong. I think for me, I think Doyley probably just edged it from Ashley. I think again, what Doyley gives LSU is just a different. It's just again like a different mentality.
It's not a bad shout, to read. Not a bad shout because his aggression, his organization,
mm,
and ball playing attributes as well. It's like a Vidic and a Ferdinand combined.
yeah,
It's no nonsense.
yeah,
It's very aggressive. If your back is to him, guaranteed you're going back. You're not turning him.
mm,
He comes real tight and gets you playing back where you're facing.
yeah,
Not scared to put in a tackle, very good in the air, and can play.
yeah.
So yeah, only a
Yeah.
bad shot. I just felt Jason made sorry,
Ashley.
Ashley, Ashley's movement, his control of the game, the way he got the ball and played people in his runs. He had 2 or 3 goals.
I think you got 3. I believe was it 3? Gibbo got 2. I think Gibbo's I think Gibbo's movement literally caused Legends havoc. Again, we can kind of talk about Wizard again, and like Smudge, like just kind of always available, non-stop running, amazing, quick feet. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Legends had quite a few injuries as well, so it sort of hindered them in terms of what they want to do. The first like 20 minutes, half an hour, they had a few chances as well. They played really well.
And actually, you know what? Okay, so literally, I kind of want to shout out Pato now. So Pato missed an open goal, a glaring
That was shocking.
miss. However, this is, I think, what's different with LSU and like also Patterson's attitude and character. He knows that he will have another opportunity within the next 2 minutes. So Patterson didn't dwell on that. LSU didn't dwell on that opportunity. And I believe he literally assisted one or two. And I think he scored. I mean, again, I can't remember what the score was, but that's the biggest difference. That's the biggest difference because I think back in the day, there'd have been like a lot of bickering and whatnot. And hey, like people can banter, but I kind of looked at Pato once he missed it, and I was watching him for like the next 15, 20 seconds. And he just carried on playing. He just carried on playing. I'm thinking, okay, this is like a different mindset that I'm kind of seeing from LSU, and a kind of different mindset that I'm kind of seeing from like Pato. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very, very tasty Division 1. There's actually 4 teams that you think are going to be in with a shout for the league title.
So the usual suspects: Charco, Hollington, Santos, LSU.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Independent are falling off a little bit now.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get back up and running and make things a little bit more interesting. We all know they can go on a huge run. So hopefully they get back to that. But we'll see. But right now, as it looks, it's only 4 games in, and some teams have hit the ground running. I'm really impressed with Hollington. I think, well, it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise. They've gone Division 3 without losing a game. They've gone Division 2 losing only 1 game to us. So we all knew that the quality in there was a Division 1 side, and they've recruited really, really well as well. So they're going to be there and thereabouts. They're going to, this is the first season in there. They're definitely going to be there and thereabouts in the top 4. And going forward, they'll be pushing to win it. There's some very, really, very good players over there. And once it comes together, it'll be interesting. And again, credit to the league. This is West football, and all these people, most of them, in these sides, can play in open age football. Some play on Sunday for the in the Sunday Super League. I know players in Hacham, War, Kumazi. So it's interesting, man. Interesting.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, I kind of totally agree with everything that you said. I think it's going to be out of those 4. I think Independent always kind of have that steamroller mentality. If they win 1, win 2, then literally they just kind of gather up pace, and literally that's kind of what they did last season as well. They didn't start off, particularly well, but then later on they just kind of gathered up steam.
Yeah.
So again, do not rule out Independent, but at this present moment in time, those 4. Yeah, and again, I think Hollington, They've only lost 2 league games in 3 seasons. So again, like they know how to win games. A very well-run club as well. But again, them losing Charcoal away from home, 3-0. It just shows the intent of Charcoal. And again, Charcoal are like, look, people, may not like us. Like people may not like how like aggressive we like could be on the pitch, and literally how we, and literally how we play football. But we know how to play football. We know how to win these big games. We know how to win championships. We know how to win cups.
Absolutely.
So
3 goals, total shutout. And it's not like Hollington that don't have people who can score games, man.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Dean Mack, Ainsley's there. The forward, I never get his name properly.
Andre, Chris Walker's there
Chris
as well.
Walker. There's goals in that team.
He's going.
You can see the way they beat teams 6-7-0. But hey, Charcoal's a different kettle of fish.
Charcoal are a different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
Talking about fish, I have to I have to swim away. Anana, I know that you've like definitely.
Let me put you on the fence there before you go. So these top 4 that you agreed with, in which order do you think they're going to come?
Okay, you put me right on the spot. Okay, so yeah, you know what? It's hard for me because, of course, I've not seen Charcoal and Hollington play, so it's kind of very hard for me to make a prediction without seeing and Santos. I've not seen Santos play either. But from again history, history's history. I think whoever finishes above Charcoal will win the league. That's what I would say. That's the only thing I can say. Whoever finishes above Charcoal will win the league. But again, I've not seen Charcoal and Hollington and like Santos play. So actually, I've got to give them the respect. I can't go into players and whatnot.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
What about you?
You can swim away now.
No. What about you?
You can swim away now.
No.
I'll tell you the next time we come on it.
Yeah, you know what? Because you're a referee, I totally respect that. I totally respect that. Nana, thank you so much for coming on. We have a big game next week or this week, depending on how you view a Sunday. Kawuya at home. Kawuya flying big high game. In Division 2. That's a big game. We, old foes, old friends.
Yeah, family.
We are family for maybe a few minutes before and afterwards, but when we're on the pitch, man,
down straight.
It's honestly, it's
gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. They're flying high. They've recruited really, really well.
Yeah.
They'll be looking to put a marker. But hey, they're building, and if you have anything to say about it,
listen. I mean,
good fight.
Let's be real. Like Kawuya are still pissed off that they're not in Division 1. So literally, that's their hammer.
They're recruited for Division 1, But I think time. There's time for everything, and when the right time is the right time, you get the things that are due you. I personally feel they should win Division 2 and go to Division 1 as champions. Not if you have anything to say about it, but hey, that's what I like to do.
Okay. And Patterson's going to be there watching. I'll be waiting for Patterson's podcast coming out and literally analyzing the kind of Catford Kawuya game. But no, again, shout out to everyone that's been watching. Shout out to you, Nana, ever present on the podcast. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Yeah, we will be back next week.
Oh, it's a pleasure, brother. Have a good evening.
Please like and share, subscribe. See everyone later on.
Ciao, ciao.